All right, good evening. Welcome. My name is Ebiatudo Opromowe, and I'll be presenting my topic on agriculture. Agriculture now is a profession often neglected by Nigerian youths, so that is what I will be talking on. Agriculture once was the backbone of Nigeria's economy. In fact, it was a vital source of livelihood among Nigerians. But today, that once spinal cord, the backbone, is now being seen as a profession that is, let's say, not to be even spoken about, especially by Nigerian youths. The agricultural sector has the potential of ensuring food security, creating employment, and generating wealth among Nigerians. But it continues to suffer from low participation, in fact, almost zero participation among Nigerian youths. In fact, this phenomenon poses a threat to our development and long-term sustainability in Nigeria. And let me take you back to some of the figures that the agricultural sector really impacted in the Nigerian economy. According to Akinwumi and Arebeshola in 2020, they found out that before, the agricultural sector played a central role in Nigerians' economy. The gross domestic product, the agricultural sector accounted for over 60% of Nigerians' gross domestic product. However, when they discovered oil in the 1970s, the nation shifted their attention away from farming. Today, that contribution of agricultural sector has now dropped down to 23.8% in the Nigerian's gross domestic product. This sector, however, still employs over 35% of the workforce, according to the National Bureau of Statistics in their work, unemployment and employment in 2022. It dropped over 50%, 60%, 23%. That is really sad. In fact, now people see farming as an occupation or a profession associated with poor people, hard work, and rural backwardness. They see agriculture as only poor people should be doing it. This image is not even supposed to be seen among Nigerian youths who are increasingly drawn to white-collar jobs and fast-paying jobs. That is really sad. It is a problem among Nigerian youths today. Now let's take a look at this land cover map. This map is showing the land cover of Nigeria. If we look at it, the green part, I will just talk about a few parts because of time. The green part is showing where trees, big trees, rainforest is covered, while the carton color part is showing crops and arable farmland. Yes, this carton color part, the vast carton color part you are seeing here, is arable farmland ready for agricultural purposes. But sadly, we are not utilizing it. In fact, the Nigerian landmass has over 70 million acres of farmland or arable farmland ready for agricultural purposes. But still yet, we don't even use up to 40% of this arable farmland. This is to tell you the neglect of the agricultural sector. What must we do as youths? To change this narrative, we must rebrand agriculture. In fact, some programs like Youth in Agriculture, Empowering Youth in Agriculture, carried out by Farmer Samson Ogbole and other agro-allied programs should be modified to carry the youths along. Also, agro-allied loans and grants should be given out. These are all steps in the right direction. Countries like Kenya and Rwanda are now carrying the youths along in the agricultural sector, and they have seen fruitful results. Agriculture and agripreneurship should also be incorporated in the secondary school curriculum. Providing land grants and access to startup capital for young farmers should also be taken care of. This will highlight the success of the agricultural sector in Nigeria. If we also talk about the success of our young people today are also venturing into the agriculture, this will help to reshape the perception of agriculture in our youths today. What are we saying? In conclusion, the neglect of agriculture by Nigerian youths is not just a social concern, but it is also economic and food security crisis. You cannot be complaining about there's no food, there's no job, while the agricultural sector is ripe, ready for harvest by Nigerian youths. For Nigeria to achieve sustainable growth in agriculture and development, we must redefine agriculture away from what is being seen now as a profession associated with farming, drudgery, rural poverty, and the rest. We must redefine it as a career of pride, innovation, prosperity, and sustainable development. Nigerian youth should take the initiative to turn agriculture into a modern engine of transformation. And with the right support, we the Nigerian youths can do that. Let us reshape agriculture. Let us bring agriculture back to its former glory. Thank you for listening.